Welcome to LC Screen Talk. My name is Larry, and this is my review of The Water Diviner. The Water Diviner is Russell Crowe's debut as a director. So, you would wonder why it's not making more of a splash. Well, it is a bit of a smaller movie, and it's a pretty solid movie, especially for a first-time director. I definitely have my problems with it, but we'll jump to those after we talk about what the film gets right. Well, the biggest positive Crowe did for his own film was starring in it, because he was definitely the strength here. He gives a great performance, as he almost always does. He plays the role really fantastically. You could tell that he had a vision for the film, and that, he trusted himself to not only deliver behind the camera, but deliver the character that we get in the final product. The rest of the acting cast is fine. There were really no standouts to me outside of Crowe. Everyone else had their moments of strength where I find them really charming and really relatable. And then there were moments of, oh, they're overacting, oh, they're reaching. So Crowe was the standout performance, and the rest of the acting cast at least held their own. The story is set just after World War I. And really, when you think about it, all the movies we get are about World War II in that time era. Maybe the Great Depression, maybe the Roaring '20s, but World War I and the pre-war and post-war aftermath are often overlooked. So it was also refreshing to get a movie set in that time period that explored issues that really have never been brought to life, and how this war and some of the injustices committed in the war affected people. And it was such an interesting story, and it was based on true events, and again, it just brought light to an issue that a lot of us had never really thought of, and the sadness of war, especially back in this time, of people just dying and being left as nameless soldier number 1,000. And that's horrible for families. And that's horrible as to respect of those soldiers. No matter what country they came for, who they were fighting for, they still had a family. They were still a human being. And, at some point deserved respect for what it was that they were doing for whichever country they may have come for. So just the brutalities of war. And the film did a really wonderful job of showing the balance of being on one side or another. And showed, just how two-sided war is, and how both sides feel wronged, and both sides feel that they are, doing justice, or they feel that injustice has been done to them, maybe. And so I appreciated Crowe really injecting these deeper themes, along with, there were some religious theme and undertone as well, in the film. So it was just a well-rounded, well-reasoned film. However, there were definitely a lot of times you could tell this is a first-time director. The pacing was way off for me. It just dragged so terribly in some points where you were just like, oh my gosh, okay, can we move along? And then the love story was super predictable and not necessarily handled in the best way. The historical parts I thought were definitely the strength here. And Russell Crowe was going to need a little bit more polishing to get the romantic side, and even some of the just character development portions of his storytelling more down-packed. Because he has a lot of the visuals down, he has the historical retellings down, and he even had some of the emotional big moments. There's one really heartbreaking moment in this film that is hard to watch, but it is done really effectively and just kind of makes your stomach rise. But it's those character moments, it's those character interactions and those connections where you get a little bit lost, and you get to the point where you're like, okay, this is just generic and we've seen it a million times. But overall, I think this is a solid movie. It's not something that I would definitely recommend to rush out and find, but if you have time to kill during a matinee hour, it's worth a matinee price. So, that has been my review of The Water Diviner. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, go ahead, click like down below and subscribe to the channel so you are always up to date on our latest videos. Also, join in on the conversation. Have you seen The Water Diviner? And what is your favorite director acting in his own film performance? Let me know in the comment section down below or hit me up on Twitter. I love you all so much for your support. Mwah! Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!